Hey family, Pastor Willingham here. Let's talk about grace today. Grace. And as always, I encourage you to subscribe and I encourage you to share this information with someone you love whose life you can change. And again, we're talking about grace. We're in Genesis 6 verses 7 and 8. Genesis 6 verses 7 and 8. And this is a conversation that God is having with Noah. Noah, as God is preparing to bring the flood, he says to Noah, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast and the creeping thing and the fowls of the air, for it repenteth me that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. And I tell you what, man, it is this grace that upholds our life, the grace that God has given us in Jesus Christ through the shedding of his blood, through his death on the cross, through his burial in the grave and the resurrection over the grave is where the grace of God is for us. And although people here had greatly disappointed God, you know, sometimes in our humanness, we are imperfect creatures and we will disappoint God. Sometimes we will defy God. Sometimes we will step outside of the parameters that God has set for us. And it's impossible for us to be perfect, number one. And because of this, God gives us grace because he knows that we could not ever possibly perfectly live within his will. You know, no matter how good we are, some of us are more righteous than others. None of us being perfect, none of us being totally able on our own will to live totally within the will of God. Therefore, we need the power of grace, and without grace, we don't have a chance. Without grace, we can't survive. And so Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord, and it was grace for us through Noah, grace for us through Jesus Christ. And so, you know, every day, whatever we go through, you know, we have to take some time to thank the Lord for grace. For there's many things that we have been dealing with that we haven't been destroyed, and things that could have come against us that haven't come against us. And it's only because of God's grace that we're able to, again, still sustain the life that we have and still go forward in the successes that we have, not because we've been so good, not because we've been so perfect, but because of God's grace. Most definitely, our job is to be as righteous as we can. Our job is to seek to be obedient to the ways of God, but also knowing that when we fail, when we fall short, God's grace catches us. And so be thankful today, you know, show God your gratitude for his grace in everything that you go through. And so God bless you. Have a great rest of your day. Again, I invite you to subscribe, and I invite you to share this information with someone you love whose life that you can help change. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.